We are live back here with another No Faces poker video. Orange City, Orlando. 1-2 cash, no limit, hold'em. Let's go. Theme of this video is going to be all about the bluffs. Can I get them through? Can I catch them? Am I an idiot? Am I punting money? Let's see what happens. First hand, I look down to ace-3 offsuit in the big blind. Under the gun opens for $6. The small blind calls, and normally I should 3-bet this or fold. I think in this case the table's been playing pretty tight. I think I'm probably just going to call and see what happens. Flop comes 8-5-4 with 2 clubs, so I do have a little bit of a straight draw and double backdoor club draw. I'm going to check to the pre-flop raiser, who makes it $20. I think in this circumstance I could just easily fold here, but with the small blind out of the way, I'm going to come along and see what happens on the turn. If he checks back to the turn, I might get a free river for a 2 or possibly running clubs. We do see the queen of clubs on the turn, and I'm going to check over to him again. He snap bets $50. Now a lot of times this is not actually a lot of strength given how fast he bet. If this club really changed his hand a lot, he would slow down and think about it. But I feel like this is maybe just a bit of a bluff raise. So at this spot, I think there's only one option. Come on, fold. So he probably had a pretty strong hand there, but I really put him to the test. If you're enjoying the videos so far, give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me your best friend's phone number. I'll call him and insult them over the phone or something. I don't know. So after folding for about 20 minutes, I'm back at it again with ace-jack offsuit in the cutoff. The low jack limps, the high jack opens for 15, and I call. The low jack calls as well, so we're off 3 ways to the flop with $45 in the middle. Looking back, I would have preferred a 3-bet to isolate the original raiser. I think it's just not a good idea to go multi-way to a flop with this strong of a hand. In any case, we are rewarded with a flop of jack 7-7 rainbow. So in this situation, I'm not sure exactly what to do because this pre-flop raiser could definitely have aces, kings, or queens since nobody fired back at him. He leads out for $20 and I decide to call. And then surprisingly, the low jack decides to call as well. So we are still 3 ways and we're going to a turn, which brings the 10 of clubs. Now this card doesn't really change my hand at all. Probably wouldn't change the villain's hand either. I mean, other than 9-8, but he does lead out for $75, which is a pretty big bet here, especially given the fact that both of us have called. I just don't see a lot of bluffs in his range here, so I think I'm just gonna let this one go. Looking back on the hand, I wish that I had raised pre-flop aggressively to isolate the original better and then seen how the hand would have played out quite differently from that point forward. Next notable hand, we look down to 8-7 of hearts in the low jack. I'm going to go ahead and open up as I would any of my suited connectors here for $10. The high jack min clicks it for 20, which is interesting. Why is he min clicking? I don't know, but this happens a lot at 1-2. We see the button call here, and this could make a strong case for 3-betting to isolate and squeeze, but I'm not really sure. I think I played this hand kind of passively, but we'll see where we go from here. So we're 3 ways to the flop, which brings jack 8-6 with 2 hearts. I do hit a middle pair here, and I do have a hard draw here, and I do have a little bit of a backdoor straight draw here. So I check expecting a bet. He does not bet, so we go 3 ways to the turn, which is a 10 of spades. Now this helps my range a little bit. I'm a little closer to that straight draw. He's a little further away from probably what he has, so I check again. Now comes the bets. He's going to lead out for $35. This is usually not that strong. I mean, I would expect him to bet a little bit more with a $50 pot. The button folds, and so I think I'm going to go ahead and see what the river brings. So I call the 35. We're now heads up to the river, which brings a 4 of diamonds. Now in this situation, I missed hard. I didn't make my flush, I didn't make my straight. There's $125 in there. I think I can get a bluff through if I push the button. Now I should bet really small to target other missed draws like ace king or ace queen, or I should bet really big to target other stronger hands like overpairs. Instead I picked a middle size like 55. He snap calls. I show him that I only have an 8 and he shows kings. I'm toast. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm an idiot. Alright, we're gonna try again. We're not gonna give up. We're gonna keep fighting. I have 4-3 of diamonds. I'm in the big blind. Every freaking player at this table has called a $6 bet from the hijack, so we are 6 ways to the flop with a $30 pot. It comes queen 6-5. This is pretty not terrible for me. I'm open-ended. I've got like a double backdoor diamond draw. I'm gonna check, and the button decides to bet $15. What are we gonna do here? I'm not sure, but the small blind's gonna call, so that gives me a pretty good price. I think I'm gonna call 2, and the under the gun player decides to call as well. So that's like a lot of money in the middle now. What is it, like $80 or something crazy? So we are 4 ways to the turn, which brings the 9 of spades. This doesn't help me at all. I don't know what to do here. I think a lot of times I'm just going to try to check and maybe we'll get to see a cheap river. I'm not sure. So we check. It goes over to the button again, who bets $15. Now this is a small sizing into a relatively large pot multi-way. I think it's pretty safe for me to call here. I could expect some squeezes from later positions, but they don't. So we are 4 ways to the river, which is the 3 of clubs. That's pretty good for me. I'm going to rip it. Yes, this is a bluff. However, if I have something like 4-7, I could be here with a straight. If I have something like a turn set, I could be here with a set. So anyway, I put it in there. We're gonna see if it stands. We're gonna see what happens. While we wait to see what the villain does, do me a solid and leave me a comment with something you want to see me improve on for the next video. I get a lot of pride out of doing this kind of work. It's fun, I'm learning, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Thank you.
I believe you got 4-7.
Oh, I punted. You're good.
Let's go Johnny and Tino. 1-2 open. Johnny and Tino. 1-2 open.
All right, I'm done.